Hello, good morning, everyone. Welcome to our English lesson. How are you today? I hope all of you are doing well and ready to learn today. So, my name is Ester Agustina Sigalingging. I choose Canva as a learning medium for my final semester project in the Computer Assisted Language Learning course, supported by Adobe Express for creating animation character and CapCut for the editing this learning video. And today we are going to learn about simple future tense. Have you ever thought about what you will do tomorrow, next week, or in the future? We often talk about our plans, dream, and things that will happen later. To express this idea in English, we use simple future tense. So, in this lesson, we will learn the meaning of simple future tense, its sentence pattern, and how to use in real conversation through some example. So, without further ado, let's begin our lesson.
Alright, everyone, before we start the lesson, let's take a look at our learning objectives. After this lesson, I hope all of you will be able to understand the use of simple future tense, identify its pattern, and use it in simple sentence.
Alright, everyone, now let's begin our lesson. As I mentioned earlier, today we are going to learn about the simple future tense. But before we learn how to make sentences, we need to understand what the simple future tense actually is. So, do you know what the simple future tense is? Okay, if you're not sure, that's okay. Let's learn it together.
Okay, the simple future tense is a tense that we use to talk about like something that will happen in the future. It's mean the action has not happened yet, but it will happen later. We also use these tenses to talk about our plans, prediction, promises, or decision about the future. Okay, everyone. Now that we know what the simple future tense is and when we use it, now let's learn the formula of the simple future tense. Don't worry, in here, the formula is very easy if you understood. So, in the simple future tense, there are three sentence patterns that you need to remember. The first is positive, the second is negative, and the last is interrogative. Okay, now let's start with the positive sentences. As you can see on the screen, positive sentences has two formulas. Let's go learn the first one first. The first formula is subject plus will plus verb 1 plus object. We always begin the sentences with the subject because the subject tells us who is doing the action. It can be I, you, we, they, he, she, or it. After the subject, we add the word will. The word will tell us that the action will happen in the future, not now. The next, we use verb 1 or the best form of the verb. Remember, after will, we always use verb 1. We do not add s, es, or ed. Finally, we can add an object or extra information such as place, the time, or the activity. Now, let's look at the second formula. The second formula is subject plus to be, like am, is, or are, plus going to, plus verb 1. Just like the first formula, we begin with the subject, then we choose to be, and depending on the subject. After that, we add going to and the verb one. This formula is usually used when we already have a plan.
Okay, now let's continue to the next negative sentences. So, just like the positive sentences, the negative sentences also has two formulas. So let's look at the first one. The first is subject plus will not plus verb one plus object. So this formula is very similar to the positive sentences, but the only difference is that we add the word not after will. By adding not, we show that the action will not happen in the future. You may also see the word once. Don't worry. Once is simple but short form of will not, and they have the same meaning. Okay, now let's move to the second formula. Is subject plus to be, I, is, are, plus not, plus going to, plus verb one. So, this formula is also easy. In this, we just add not after to be. So, this pattern, this tell us that someone does not have a plan to do something, or the action is not going to happen. Okay, everyone, this is the last sentence pattern, which is the interrogative sentence. So this is a sentence that we use to ask a question. For example, we can use it to ask about someone's future plan or something like action that will happen in the future. Just like the other pattern, this one also has two formulas. Let's look at the first formula together. The first formula is will plus subject plus verb one plus object. Because this is pattern question, don't forget to put a question mark at the end of the sentence. Now let's understand this formula step by step. The first, we put will at the beginning of the sentence. Why? Because in English, when we make a question, the helping verb comes first. So when people hear the word will at the beginning, they immediately know that we are asking a question. The next, we write the subject. The subject tell us who are we are talking about. If we don't have a subject, people won't know who will do the action. After that, we use verb one. Why do we need a verb? Because every sentence needs an action. The verb tell us that the person will do without a verb. The sentence is incomplete. For example, if I ask, will you? If you think is the sentence complete? No, is it? Because we don't know what you will do. So finally, we can add an object or extra information. This part give more detail about the sentence.
Okay, now let's look at the second formula, everyone. The formula is to be, like I'm, is, or are, plus subject, plus going to, plus verb one. So in here, to be are important because they must match the subject. They help us make a correct question. Then we add going to show that we are talking about a future plan, followed by verb one to tell us what the action is. Okay, everyone. Now that we already understand the sentence a pattern of simple future tense, let's look at how it appears in real conversation. But before that, have you ever noticed how the characters in movie talk about their like plan, decision, or thing they will do in the future?
So actually we can find many example of simple future tense in movies. So let's analyze some movie conversation together and see how the characters use it.
What are you gonna do with that?
I have no idea. What are we going to do?
I will show you the true power of chi, brother.
Then I'm gonna need some backup.
You will make the soup again, and this time.
Oh, thanks, Patrick. And tonight, after my big promotion, we're gonna party till we're purple.
I love being purple!
Okay everyone, from this movie example we can see that simple future tense is often used in real conversation. The character used it to talk about the future action, plan, and decision. By recognizing this example, we can understand that grammar is not only found in textbooks, but also in like song, movie, and daily conversation. So when you watch a movie, try to notice the sentence that talk about the future. Alright everyone, now let's check your understanding through a short quiz. I will show you some question and you can pause this video to answer them. Take your time and try to answer the question by yourself. So, after you finish answering all the questions, don't forget to write your answer in the comment section below. Let's see how well you understand simple future tense. So, keep practicing and keep improving.
Alright, everyone, before we end today's lesson, let's conclude what we learned today. Remember, the simple future tense is used to talk about action, future plans, prediction, promises, and decision. So, whenever you want to talk about something that will happen in the future, you can use the simple future tense. You can use either will or be going to, depending on the meaning and the situation. So keep practicing and don't be afraid to make mistakes. The more you practice, the better your English will become. So thank you for your watching and see you in the next lesson. Bye bye.